Okay.
Page's Pretty Roots is a Texas-based small business where you can discover handcrafted. Hi.
Now the commercials.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Senior Day festivities at the ballpark at Bowie. The Volunteers are taking on the Fort Worth Southwest Raiders as they honor the 2025 senior class. It's a beautiful day for baseball, and we're excited that Zap is on the call for you here today. The pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. is coming up right after this message. Don't go away. It's baseball time in Texas. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346. Alongside my partner and my dad, Doug, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you today's non-district senior day action at the ballpark at Bowie. Patsy Mom is on the computer doing the production side of things, and support staff here to support the family as my wife Edna. The Golden Pipes of Yachty Pagan also in the press box here at the ballpark at Bowie. It's a full house and full hearts for baseball here today, Pops, as we honor this 2025-2026 senior class.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to be here for this ceremoniously special ball game. The weather is absolutely perfect and cooperating. We've got some new additions to the balls behind home plate there. You may be able to see on the camera with all the numbers painted on the field for the seniors that are playing in today's ball game. Really cool extra effects to the stadium on this beautiful ball game day here. Sunny and 73 as we get started. Just a little bit of wind coming in from right field. So we're excited to be able to do this Bowie Senior Day ball game against a non-district opponent in Fort Worth Southwest. Coach Alex Johnson for the Bowie Vols used to teach out there and made friends with their baseball coach, and so they're hooking up today in this non-district action on a very special day for volunteer baseball. Indeed. Coach David Ackard came out with his squad to play a ball game that it should give opportunities for every senior on this roster to get some playing time, get a little bit of action. The Raiders come out of District 8 at the 4A level, and it's 8-6A for the Volunteers, who are coming off of a sweep of the Haltom Buffaloes during district action this week, a 15-0 final on Tuesday, a 6-0 final last night. They are tied for second place in the district after that sweep, and they play another team that has the same record as them in the Lamar Vikings next week. So there's still a lot to play for in these next couple of weeks, but today we play for the seniors. Yeah, we've talked before about the balance, the parity in this District 8 6A this year. Nobody expecting Lamar High School to come out and make any kind of a noise this year, but they certainly did. But then the other team that Zach Arnold Productions covers, the Arlington Colts, swept Lamar this week. And so nobody would have expected that, maybe even a split after a very tough game on Tuesday, a 2-0 game. The Colts broke it open last night for 14-0 against Lamar. And so they went away kind of smarting at the end of last night's ball game. But today we're going to have a lot of fun with the seniors and recognizing them on the Bowie baseball team today. So we're looking forward. The coaches are meeting with the umpires at home plate right now, and then we'll get into some opening game ceremonies with Yachty Pagan introducing the teams and making it very special for everyone here at the game today. Yeah, there will be a full Senior Day festivities that will take place at the conclusion of the ball game, and Zap is planning to broadcast that as well. So be sure to stick around for the conclusion of this ball game. Whenever it finishes, we will go to our
our loop video that shows the logo and some dancing and some music and such while we prepare to show you a even better view than what you're currently watching. It's not a bad view of the ballpark at Bowie with this camera that we've got up here in the press box, but we're going to try to give you just a little bit more of a view at the conclusion of the ball game this afternoon.
I thought you were going to let the tape that was of me dancing drop to the cutting room floor. You included that dancing?
Oh,
wow.
yeah. There's doing the tango.
I have visions of the Mavs Maniacs.
Yes.
No,
Hopefully not.
Let's not go there.
The pregame show is presented by our friends at Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc., a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom-tailored plan for your small business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. Pops, one of the fun things about doing high school athletics is recognizing the young men who are making big contributions to your program and doing things to make improvements on the way things have been in the past. Bowie only had 6 district wins last year. They finished 6-8. They're already 7-3 this year. It's only the second year under the direction of Coach Alex Johnson, the head man here at Bowie. He's worked here for 4 years. He's been the head coach for 2, and he is on the cusp of getting his team to the postseason in just his second year at the helm. And it's all thanks in part of the efforts of this senior class. He's been here for 4 years. He's known these young men since they were freshmen, and now he gets to give them their dues here today as they continue to fight for the postseason for the first time in 12 years.
And you know, there's a lot of perseverance that goes into a senior class that makes it through a program from their freshman through their JV, finally making the varsity, seeing maybe the varsity team struggle in years past, but they stick with it and they stay true and loyal to the team. As Bowie says, that you know, the volunteers they don't cross the line, they stay true, and instead of exiting the program. And you know, there's a shout out to the parents that comes up too.
Of course,
the parents have supported this program, supported their young men and this coaching staff, and you know, it looks like Alex Johnson and his assistant Coach Crowdis really have something going in a positive direction here with Bowie baseball.
Those seniors are going to be in their home Bowie pinstripe jerseys today as they get announced out into the field. The wind is picking up and moving from right field to left field, as you can see on your Zap view with the flag out in straightaway center. And we're about to have the national anthem and the ceremonial first pitch and all of that fun stuff that's part of the festivities here. You mentioned the parents. It'll be one of the parents and the Booster Club president, Lindsay Henderson, the mom of Isaiah, who threw a gem against Haltom last night and hit a couple of home runs against the Buffaloes on Tuesday. Henderson will be starting at shortstop today, but Lindsay will get to be a part of the activities here today as well.
You know, one thing I would mention is the last time I was here to watch Bowie was the game where Isaiah Henderson stumbled over first base and had to come out of the game, and we were concerned that maybe he was injured for the long term. It was so glad to hear him back on the mound last night and pitching.
Good to see him back on the field, and good to see the Bowie Volunteers on the field. There are a couple of special members of the Bowie family that are being honored here with a moment of silence, and then the national anthem is to follow. We will join them in that honoring and be back for first pitch right after this.
Athlete and his family, Lindsay, participating in softball to watching his grandkids on the athletic field. It was a rare event when Tommy missed a game. He was known throughout Arlington as the Frito Man. Thomas passed away in February. Would you please rise and remove your caps? Please join the Southwest Raiders and the Bowie Volunteers in observing a moment of silence to remember the lives and legacies of Eddie Parker and Thomas Baggett. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please remain standing? Remember those who teach us and those who protect us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
All right, Zach, after honoring America there, let's set the stage for what we're going to be viewing here today from the ballpark at Bowie.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got word during the national anthem that the ceremonial first pitch had to be canceled at the last second, so it's time for the actual first pitch and game day here at the ballpark at Bowie. For the Southwest Raiders, they come in with a record of 7-13 overall, 5-5 in District 8 4A, playing the Bowie Volunteers today. Leading off and catching number 27, Diego Moran. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 7, Oscar Casanova. Batting third in center field, number 8, James Wall. The cleanup hitter is also the pitcher in the form of number 6, Kyan Sandoval. The DH, number 11, Ricky Winters, bats fifth. He'll be followed by the left fielder, number 4, Joshua Jimenez. Batting seventh at first base, number 16, Zion Smith. Batting eighth at second base, number 23, Maurice Harrell. And the right fielder, number 25, Yosed Suarez, rounds out the order. Not in the lineup, being DH for is the third baseman, number 20, Michael Harrell. Defensively, a lot of seniors out there for the Volunteers on Senior Day. At first base, it's Brody Ferguson. At second base, it's the senior, Bryson Peltier. At third base, Chris Uribe. At shortstop, it's the senior, Isaiah Henderson. Alex Rojas gets the start in left. The senior, Jason Wheeler, is in center. And in right field, another senior, Ryan Parker. Behind the plate, another senior in the form of Roberto De Leon. And on the mound, senior, Jackson Turner. Very excited to have you along for this ball game. Be sure to hit that share button and let the folks know that it is baseball time in Texas. Send it to your group chat. Send it to your social medias. And let's get this game underway, Pops.
We're ready to go. The umpires are standing around chatting a little bit here before the game as Gotti Pagan is introducing the different seniors we just highlighted in their defensive positions to get us going here, and we'll be waiting for the Raiders to get the signal from the umpires to let's start this ball game. Raiders will be sending up their 1-2-3 batters, obviously, to start the ball game off. Diego Moran leading off, Oscar Casanova on deck, and James Wall will start off in the hole this afternoon.
Leading off for Southwest, the catcher number 27.
Looks like we're ready to go here. We've got a good crowd here on Senior Day at the ballpark at Bowie. And number 27 steps in to face Jackson Turner, the senior for the Volunteers, getting the start today on the bump. You mentioned that Isaiah Henderson had a really good ball game last night against Haltom. You know, Haltom started off really good this year.
They did.
And then they have just kind of faded in the background. They're still in the mix for a 2-3-4 spot in the playoffs. The Arlington Colts took the lead last night in that district race by defeating Lamar. And guess who's coming up for Bowie this week? Lamar.
The Lamar Vikings, yeah.
And I think the Lamar Vikings better be on notice and be ready for some tough matchups as the first pitch comes in. And the umpire, we're going to have to keep an eye on him. It looks like it's ball one. He made some kind of a flicker with his right hand, but he may have said it was outside. So 1-0 to the leadoff batter, Moran. Swung on and hit out to Henderson, the senior at shortstop. Throws it across the field to Brody Ferguson, and that's the first out. So the 6-3 put out is the first out of the inning, and that'll take us to
Second,
Oscar Casanova.
shortstop, number 7, Oscar Casanova.
That was a good play on the hop there by Henderson. He had to field it off of a short hop that came off of his chest and then was able to make the throw in time, beating out Moran by a step.
First pitch from Turner to Casanova is a little bit outside for ball 1. Got seniors up the middle and at second and short for the Volunteers. This ball's hit. It's a little looping ball out in the left field in front of Alex Rojas, a little Texas leaguer that falls just beyond the dirt here at the ballpark at Bowie, and Casanova's on with a base hit.
The center fielder, number 8, James.
Yeah, that was kind of an excuse me swing, but it ended up getting picked up by the wind a little bit and pushed away from Henderson at shortstop. And it fell in no man's land into shallow left field for a clean base hit.
So with a runner at first base and 1 out, that'll bring up James Wall, center fielder for the Raiders. We'll check down over there at first, and nobody's moving anywhere. Turner ready to deliver to Wall, comes set, and the pitch. Swung on and missed on that inside ball for strike 1. Looked good to Wall, but he swung at that pitch that might have been inside.
Wall getting the start in center field this afternoon. That's traditionally where Jackson Turner plays. But he will get the start on the bump this afternoon, as this type of action is good not only to have an opportunity to honor your seniors, Pops, but also to see who your other pitcher may be, as the pickoff is just barely missed.
Umpire indicating that the runner, Casanova, got just under the tag.
Just barely.
But it was a good move over there. Pitch home was swung on and hit to Isaiah Henderson. He feeds it to second, Peltier, and across to first, and just a little bit late on the turnover. I think Peltier had a little bit of trouble getting that ball out of his glove on the turn there, but securing the out at second is Henderson to Peltier, the 2 seniors out there today, in that middle position up in the second and short stop.
Yeah, so Wall will take over at first base for Casanova. He's retired on the fielder's choice. And there's 2 away now for the pitcher, Kyan Sandoval.
First pitch to him is a called strike. Pitcher on pitcher here.
Must have just barely found that outside corner. That one looked like it was tailing away, but it must have tailed away after crossing home plate.
Pitch over, throw over to first base, checking on Casanova again. I'm sorry, Casanova's gone. That's checking on Wall. And he's back safely. Sandoval comes home. Swung on and missed at the plate. Count goes to 0-2 on Kyan Sandoval. Kyan's got a great baseball name. If he does really well from the mound, we can say he is hot today. Next pitch in. Called a ball at the plate by the home plate umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Sandoval.
Yeah, there's a few solid baseball names. I like Oscar Casanova. There's another player in the on-deck circle in the form of Ricky Winters. That's a good baseball name.
That one a little bit inside. Count goes even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2's running wild out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first. Turner comes set, and the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed for his first strikeout of the afternoon. And that will retire the Raiders.
So a couple of runners get aboard, but they get no further than first. And we're headed to the bottom of the first. It's the Raiders nothing and the Vols coming up to the bat. This is high school baseball on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Taqueria Taco Express is your one-stop shop for all things authentic Mexican in Arlington and Grand Prairie. And this fall, you'll now have 4 stops to choose from. Visit the new location off 20 and Little Road or any of their 3 original locations and try their $10 Taco Tuesday. It includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca. They also feature new birria items plus tortas, gorditas, and more. Find out just how much more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com. To the bottom of the first we go here at the ballpark at Bowie. Zach Arnold, my pops, Doug on the call for Senior Day, and it'll be a slew of seniors in this lineup. It'll be the senior Jackson Turner leading things off, followed by the third baseman Chris Uribe. Isaiah Henderson, another senior, batting third and playing shortstop. He'll be followed by the DH Roman Ortega. Brody Ferguson bats fifth at first base, and he'll be followed by the senior center fielder Jason Wheeler. Senior Roberto De Leon is catching and batting seventh. Senior Bryson Peltier bats eighth at second base. And the left fielder, Alex Rojas, will round out the order. Defensively for the Southwest Raiders, Smith is at first base. Maurice Harrell is at second base. Michael Harrell is at third. Casanova's at short. Jimenez is in left. Wall is in center. Suarez is in right. Diego Moran is the catcher behind the plate. And on the mound, Kyan Sandoval. Sandoval pitching for the Southwest Raiders out of District 8 4A. Volunteers are looking for their 18th win of the year. They're currently 17-6, and as we have mentioned several times today, 7-3 in District 8-6A. 4 district games remaining, and according to Yachty and Coach Johnson, Pops, they need to win 2 out of those next 4 district games against Lamar and South Grand Prairie in order to clinch a postseason berth.
And you know, that's very doable because both Lamar and South Grand Prairie have shown themselves to be vulnerable. They are not the invincible juggernauts that they used to be, or that Lamar has been so far this season. And so, yeah, that's a very reasonable goal for the Volunteers going forward. Jackson Turner steps into the batter's box for his first appearance this afternoon. The senior pitcher put a goose egg on the board in his first inning of work, and he takes the first pitch here from Sandoval, strike one.
Bounced away from the catcher, Diego Moran. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It's a pretty deep backstop here at the ballpark at Bowie. If he's not able to corral some pitches that go away from where his glove is expecting it, that could be extra bases for the Volunteers.
Sandoval comes set in the 0-1 delivery. Curveball that hangs high that time. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Good job by Turner there to lay off that high pitch. Sometimes those pitches that get up in your eyes, they look big and fat and easy to hit. And so good restraint there by Turner. 1-1 delivery. Another attempt at a curveball that does not break.
Yeah, and it just looks like Sandoval's having trouble with his release point. He's letting go of it too soon, and it's hanging too high in the zone.
The danger of a hanging curveball is planting it out over the left field fence. Count 2-1 to Turner. Sandoval's 2-1 pitch. Curveball had a better height on it that time, but hung outside that time.
Didn't have the placement that time, unfortunately.
Yep. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitter's count coming here to Jackson Turner, the senior leading off the Bowie afternoon here at the plate. There it is. That one's high in the air. He's going to be popped. The shortstop is circling under it and makes the catch, does Oscar Casanova, for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, on 3-1, it's a hitter's count. You traditionally get the green light, but Turner unable to square up on that one properly. And I think the wind probably caught it as well. And that allows Casanova time to camp underneath it and record the first out.
That'll bring up third baseman Christian Uribe for his first plate appearance. And that curveball hangs high and outside from Sandoval, ball 1.
Yeah, so far that pitch is not working for Sandoval, and there's going to be an adjustment period for the Bowie hitters if he's going high in the zone this constantly. You've got to dare him to lower those pitches, and when he does, you can turn on him.
That delivery catches that outside corner for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Uribe. Uribe going to hold down that hot corner at third for the balls this afternoon here. Bright and sunshiny day here at the ball field at Bowie. 1-1 pitch. Again, that curveball just not breaking in time. Hangs high for ball 2.
Pops, I can't stop thinking about some friends of mine that are up north of Toronto They have been without power for the last 13 days because of an ice/electrical storm. And here we are with temperatures in the mid-70s with a cool and gentle breeze.
Yeah.
It's such a contrast that I have a hard time grasping sometimes. I just found out they got power back yesterday, so I'm relieved to hear that they're safe and sound. But it's so strange to think about the contrasting types of days.
3-1 pitch is hit right in the hole to the left of the shortstop into center field, and Christian Uribe's on with a base hit. That went right out of the outstretched glove of Oscar Casanova and into center field, where James Wall was able to get it back into the infield. So the Vols have a runner at first base, and senior Isaiah Henderson steps in, playing shortstop today as he usually does. Pitched a wonderful game last night against Haltom.
A one-hit shutout, from what I've been told.
Fantastic performance. Sandoval ready to deliver him. The runner takes off for second, and he's going to make it there easily with a stolen base. So Uribe to second. For pitch home was a ball. So a runner in scoring position here early for the Volunteers.
Although when Henderson's at the plate, there's always somebody in scoring position.
This is true. A couple of home runs in the series earlier this week against Haltom. That pitch from Sandoval a little bit down in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Isaiah Henderson. Henderson seems to have fully recovered from the tweaked ankle he had in the game versus Arlington here at the ballpark at Bowie. Glad to see he's back on both feet. 2-0 pitch is lofted into center field. James Wall settles under it, makes the catch, gets the ball back into the infield in plenty of time to hold Uribe at second. So the F8 is the second out of the inning.
Roman Ortega.
You may hear the golden pipes of Yadi Pagan announcing Roman Ortega's first appearance at the plate in the designated hitter position this afternoon. Got a runner in scoring position out there, but 2 outs. Like to see him get that guy home. Big gap. Look at the positioning in center field. Stolen base attempt at third, and Uribe gets there.
He makes it.
The ball skitters away from Michael Harrell there at third base, backed up by Casanova. But the ball's now with a runner just 90 feet away.
Wild pitch could score him.
Absolutely, with the vast expanse behind home plate here at the ballpark at Bowie. 1-0 pitch coming home, swung on and fouled off into foul territory behind the plate. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Roman Ortega. I was mentioning a big gap out in left between the center fielder and the left fielder. Lots of room to hit a ball to the fence here. That pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
He just needs a pitch to hit.
Yeah. He can hit it out to the Vernon Wells sign out there, just to the left of the B and Bowie on the fence. Oh, that ball does get away, and here comes Uribe. And that's going to be the first run of the ball game. That first run scored by the Vols is their first taco tally. All runs of the game are presented by Taqueria Taco Express this season. Visit any of their 5 locations on Taco Tuesdays for their $10 meal special. They've just opened a new location in Waxahachie, and they're running the Taco Tuesday special all weekend. So go visit Taqueria Taco Express. Vols have their first run on the board. 3-1 pitch here to Ortega, and he'll take the free pass.
Yeah, I got a text message from them a couple of days ago, and they said, we don't usually send text messages, but this one's a pretty special occasion. Come and celebrate with us.
Number 19, Brody Ferguson.
We've built a really special connection with the folks out there who have helped us commemorate several special occasions, everything from rehearsal dinners to birthday parties. So they cater as well as have fantastic Taco Tuesday options.
And, you know, we go out there. We appreciate you mentioning Zap when you go pick up your Taqueria Taco Express, because they tell us that they get a lot of feedback that their getting referrals from our commercial sponsorship with them.
That's what lets them stay as sponsors, is they find out that the advertising works, as Peltier sends this one into the air along the first baseline. And it's grabbed just barely in foul territory by Smith, so the FO3 will end the Bowie half of the first, but not before they plate their first run and take a 1-0 lead. We're headed to the second inning. Volunteers on top. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Page's Pretty Roots is a Texas-based small business where you can discover handcrafted treasures designed to nurture your body and soul. From custom t-shirts that showcase your unique style to nourishing sugar scrubs and moisturizers made with love. Whether you're looking for a fun fashion statement or all-natural self-care, you'll find something special here. Shop now and experience the magic of handmade by scanning the QR code or searching Page's Pretty Roots on Etsy.com.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Locations.
Welcome back to the top half of the second inning here from the ball field at Bowie on the campus of James Bowie High School in Arlington ISD. Glad to have you here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. This, Mom and I were talking on the way in, this is the reason we love doing baseball in the spring. All the trees are blooming out, the sun is shining warm, gentle breezes. This is Texas high school baseball and what it's meant to be. We're glad to be here today with you, bringing you the Bowie Volunteers Senior Day. Let's look at the Raiders, who they'll be sending up this half inning. They'll be sending their 5, 6, 7 hitters to the plate. Ricky Winters leading off, the designated hitter in today's ball game. Joshua Jimenez, the left fielder, on deck, and Zion Smith, first baseman for the Raiders, in the hole to begin. Winters, Jimenez, Smith, 1, 2, 3 batters, as Jackson Turner takes the mound for his second inning of work here this afternoon. Retired the side with 4 batters last inning and no runs on the board. Volunteers are up 1-0 at this point in this afternoon's tilt. Turner winds in his delivery home. It's a little bit low and outside for ball 1. Roberto De Leon, the catcher, senior. Peltier, a senior at second base. Turner, a senior. And Henderson, a senior in the middle infield here. Second pitch from Turner is inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And then to complete this series all the way up to the center fielder, Wheeler's a senior, and Ryan Parker is a senior in right field. That pitch is still a little bit inside. Count goes to 3-0 on Ricky Winters here. The DH with his first appearance this afternoon for the Fort Worth Southwest Raiders. Little non-district action here on a bright sunny Saturday. And Winters takes the 4-pitch walk and will take up first base.
Yeah, Turner had a hard time finding the zone in that one. And now the leadoff man is aboard, which could just mean it's the potential for a double play to get turned, but you never want to give up free bases.
Joshua Jimenez taps the dirt off the bottom of his cleats and steps in to face Jackson Turner. First delivery is a square to bunt, and he gets the bat on the ball, but in the left-handed batter's box for strike 1. Turner takes a look over at first base at Winters. Comes set, and the pitch home. A little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Jimenez. Turner getting the sign from Roberto De Leon. A glance over at first. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on and hit over the second baseman's head into right field. A clean base hit. Got a chance at a force at second. No, he just barely beat the ball.
Wow, played it on the hop and threw a dart to Henderson at second. That was a lot closer than it probably should have been.
And Winters looked to be a little lackadaisical there, running from first to second, maybe not realizing he could be forced out.
That's good coverage, too. Good closing speed by Ryan Parker. and good awareness of the situation to even attempt that.
That'll bring up Zion Smith, the first baseman for the Raiders, who swings and misses at the first delivery from Turner. Starts off 0-1 at the plate with 2 runners on base now, a runner in scoring position for the Raiders. That pitch is fouled at the plate, back to the backstop fencing. Turner quickly ahead, 0-2.
And that's something that he needs to work on doing consistently. He issued that 4-pitch walk to Winters. Got to do what you can to get ahead in the count and then stay there in order to give yourself a little bit of an advantage.
The 0-2 delivery. Catches that outside corner. Caught Zion Smith looking for the first out of the inning.
Second strikeout of the day so far for Jackson Turner. First one, that's a backwards K. As we head to the second baseman, Maurice Harrell. There's 2 Harrells. Michael at third base, not in the lineup. Maurice in the 8-hole. Numero 8, 8 hole. Not the other thing.
I was not going to say anything. Turner turns and looks at the runner at second. Now he's going to come home with the pitch. And it's a called strike 1 on Maurice Harrell. Winters at second, Jimenez at first. Turner keeping a close eye on Winters out there at second base. The 0-1 delivery home. A little bit high for this umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Turner comes set. Pitch home. Curveball hangs just a little bit high.
A little bit too high.
2 balls, 1 strike. The count to Maurice Harrell, playing second base for the Raiders this afternoon. 2-1 pitch. That one a little bit low. A little bit over compensation there. Hitter's count coming here to Maurice Harrell with 3 balls and a strike. Should he get the chance, Yosed Suarez is taking some cuts in the on-deck circle. This ball is lofted to right field. Senior Ryan Parker fading towards the line and makes the catch. Got to watch that runner at second base, but Parker makes the catch, and that is the second out of the inning on the F9, the fly to 9.
And again, that's respect for what Ryan Parker is capable of, because the runner did not try to tag up, even though Parker was way down that right field line and probably out of position to make a good throw to third. Southwest decided to play it safe.
First pitch to Suarez is a swinging strike 1. 2 runners on and 2 outs in the inning as Turner looking to work himself out of a mini jam here. Second pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, as you mentioned. Zach, we're starting to see Turner get ahead in the count on these consecutive batters now. Good sign for him for the rest of the day. The 0-2 pitch catches that inside corner. It's another called strikeout looking to end the inning.
Or is it? A balk was called.
Ah-ha-ha.
No pitch.
Balk is a dead ball, so that pitch did not count. That'll move Winters over to third base, Jimenez out to second, and Suarez lives to see another pitch.
Lucky you had a erasable ink.
Oh, and there's the call strikeout looking. I got to put that backwards K back on there.
In.
We need to get sponsors of the Frixion Pilot pen, because it truly is a great erasable pen, and it's wonderful for baseball.
So they have 2 men in scoring position, and they get erased as Turner preserves the lead and escapes the mini jam. We'll be right back with more high school baseball after this.
Hey, Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
The dot race here at the ballpark at Bowie, one of the staples brought to us by Yadi Pagan. Strike came in second place, I believe. It was Strike actually won that round. It was Strike and then Out and then Ball.
I'm loving the music. It's a throwback to my childhood days. The theme for Dudley Do-Right, trying to rescue the fair maiden tied to the railroad tracks by Dick Dastardly. Such drama.
I don't have the words for that. They're words that cannot be repeated on a broadcast.
Okay, let's go back to baseball.
Do
then.
have words for it, but I can't say them.
All right, bottom of the second inning as the Volunteers are getting ready to come up to bat here. Nolan Crowdis, the assistant coach, heading down to the third base batting box. Jason Wheeler, the senior, leading off. On deck, Roberto De Leon, the senior catcher. And in the hole, waiting for his turn at bat, the senior Brian Peltier. Bryson is ready to wait in the hole for his turn at bat. Sandoval on for his second inning of work. First pitch is a called strike one to Jason Wheeler. Wheeler, the senior center fielder, has made a couple of catches out there today. Next delivery, him swung on and hit to left field. It's going down the line, and it's going to be foul. Long hit. What? Must be in the.
Batting seventh, the catcher, number 12, Roberto De Leon. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 1, Bryson Peltier. Running for the Volunteers, number 10, Jaden Kitchens.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Uribe!
He should have put that one away. There wasn't enough wind to really affect that one, so the E2 puts Turner at first base to lead off the bottom of the third inning here. Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner.
Well, the Volunteers, courtesy running at first base, is number 2, Josue Martinez.
Martinez now running at first base for Turner. Next pitch is high to Uribe.
It's just the day of technical difficulties today.
1 ball, no strikes.
Was that Turner that reached?
Turner reached on what I determined to be an error on the catcher.
You're calling an E2. He should have made that catch. That's correct.
He was standing there waiting on it, and it just went through his glove.
They try the hit and run, but it'll just be a clean steal. Center fielder Wall will cover it. Apparently when Our computer died in the previous inning, Pops. The sound mixer did not reconnect to the computer. So people have been watching the stream but haven't been able to hear our voices. It's one of those days.
Sometimes that may be a blessing. Not today. We want to highlight all these seniors as much as we can.
Thank you all for your patience as we go through our technical difficulties. Bunt laid down the third baseline. Only play is to first. Long throw is wide, and here comes another run. It'll be an E5 with 2 bases as Josue Martinez plates Bowie's second run.
And you know, that's where the easy pop-up in front of the plate comes back to bite you in the rear on that one, because that's the runner that got on board with the error. And it's great for Bowie to take advantage of a situation like that, but difficult one to swallow for the Raiders.
Henderson with a man in scoring position again, as he did during his last plate appearance. Nobody out here. First pitch to him is a 12-6 off-speeder that drops in for strike one called. The 0-1 lofted to left field, going, foul. That'll bring the count to 0-2. Henderson digs back in. Uribe with a modest lead off of second. Too far inside. That's a ball to number 9. One ball and 2 strikes now to Henderson. Next pitch, Uribe's going. It's inside, and it'll get away from the catcher. Uribe thought about coming home, but Moran was able to recover and grab it. It'll be ball 2, too far inside to Henderson, as Uribe was going on the pitch. He didn't go after it passed Moran, so I'm inclined to give him a stolen base on that one, Pops.
Sure. I was actually narrating the warm-up in between innings that nobody could hear, and the pitcher-catcher were really having trouble connecting.
This one is headed to right field, and they're going to say he made the grab, the tag, and the slide. Oh, Uribe stumbles over the plate, but will still come in to score. It'll be booked as a F9 sack RBI for Henderson and a 3-0 ball game.
Yes, sir.
Designated hitter, Ramon Ortega.
Good closing speed by Suarez to charge up and make the basket catch below his waist, but unfortunately was not able to make an accurate throw as well, as Uribe comes in scoring another unearned run, the second one of this inning, to make it 3-0. Designated hitter Ortega drew a free pass during his last plate appearance. Takes a look at ball number 1 here. Nobody aboard. Defense playing straight away to number 7. And that one goes away from the strike zone for ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Ferguson on deck as a strike dips into the inside part of the zone to make it 2-1. 2 away here, as Ortega trying to find his way aboard. That one will bounce. With the type of bounce that it had, it looked like it might have bounced off of home plate itself, Pops.
I think it bounced off that front beveled edge and went straight up and right behind the catcher Moran.
Hitters count to the designated hitter, Ortega, 3-1. Sandoval comes set and delivers home. Over the head of number 7, and that's another base on balls for him. Still technically without a plate appearance, but his on-base percentage is going up.
First baseman, Brody Ferguson.
I may be a little biased, Pops, but I think Ferguson's got some of the best walk-up music of anybody on the roster.
Silent Whispers,
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whispers, something like that. I knew it was a very popular song. I like the versatility in Ferguson. I've enjoyed watching him come in and pitch. He started a game that we played against Bowie, and then he does a good job in relief, playing that first position and heading over to the mound at times. Not that Turner needs it today.
So far does not need very much help. Sandoval needs to find the strike zone. He issued only one to Ortega on the free pass, and he's got a 2-0 count to Ferguson here. 6 balls in the last 7 pitches. He'll get the call there as it moves to 2-1 to Ferguson.
Michael Harrell, the third baseman for Southwest, is inching into the plate side close edge of the grass, anticipating a little small ball maybe here.
It's going to be ripped right past his glove into left field.
He didn't have time to react to that one.
My
because he was so close.
What a shot down the left field line by Ferguson. It'll just be a single, though, as Jimenez is able to recover it. But there's 2 on with 2 out now for Jason Wheeler.
Yeah, I think that one just about took Michael Harrell's left ear off.
Jason Wheeler.
He was inching in so close, expecting some sort of an infield hit. And Coach wants to come out and talk to his entire infield now. There are 2 outs in the inning. 2 outs or 1 out? The fly to 9 is the only out I see. Turner scored. Uribe scored. Henderson flew. There's only 1 out.
Turner reached on the error. Uribe reached on an error. Henderson with the sacrifice. Ortega with the walk. Ferguson with the single. So it should just be 1 out in the inning. We'll give a little grace to the fella to our left who is doing about 3 different jobs. DJing, PAing, and scoreboarding.
It looks like we may be getting a substitute pitcher here.
There's not a whole lot of depth in this Southwest lineup, so it'll probably be somebody from the field that takes over for him. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the other side of the break. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Taqueria Taco Express is your one-stop shop for all things authentic Mexican in Arlington and Grand Prairie. And this fall, you'll now have 4 stops to choose from. Visit the new location off 20 and Little Road or any of their 3 original locations and try their $10 Taco Tuesday. It includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca. They also feature new birria items plus tortas, gorditas, and more. Find out just how much more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
The signal from the coach is the sign of a pitching change. And the next time you need signs, printed shirts, banners, or other print materials, Ika Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them that Zap sent you. Kai and Sandoval's time on the mound is concluded, and there's only 1 reserve in the Southwest dugout, Pop, so they're moving in the shortstop. Number 7, Oscar Casanova, will be taking over on the mound here with 2 runs plated and just 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, and Casanova and Sandoval are just swapping positions as Sandoval is heading out to the shortstop position for his defensive assignment now.
So just a straight switch.
For the Volunteers, the center fielder, Jason
As the center fielder, Jason Wheeler, who flew out in his last plate appearance, has 2 men on and 1 man out as Bowie looks to take firm control of this ball game. That's a ball 1 to Wheeler. The 1-0. popped up, and
Infield fly rule should be in effect.
Be an infield fly rule, but they'll just give the out anyways. First and second occupied with less than 2 outs, so either way it would have been an out. Wheeler's retired, and now there's 2 away here.
The catcher, number 12, Roberto De Leon.
Senior Roberto De Leon's got a vocal contingent here this afternoon at the ballpark.
He, along with the rest of the senior class, going to be honored at the conclusion of this ball game. Fans, we encourage you to stay tuned for that after this game finishes, as ball 1 is delivered by Casanova. We'll take a brief intermission as we set up the equipment, and then we'll bring you back to the ball field so that you can see and hear all of the senior day festivities after this game goes final. 2-0 at the plate to De Leon, 2 men on. Hit and run, up the middle, past the new shortstop, and here comes the runner from second. The hit and run works to perfection as the RBI single drives in Ortega to make it a 4-0 ball game.
Yep, good play there. Good placement on that ball by the batter De Leon as he gets that one right up the middle where nobody was fielding. Coach Crowdis at third with the windmill signal sending him home all the way.
So it's 2 men on and 2 men out again for Peltier.
Batting, the second baseman, Bryson Peltier.
Check swing, and that is ball number 2 now to Peltier. One of Sandoval's 2 strikeout victims facing Casanova now in this second plate appearance. Casanova can't find the zone there. It's away for ball 3. If he can find his way aboard, Rojas is in the on-deck circle.
Catcher Diego Moran did a good job of blocking that one like a hockey goalie, keeping the ball in front of him so it didn't get past him to the backstop. All the runners had to stay put.
3-0. And that one will drop in for the... No, it will not. I thought he was swinging around for a strike call. Instead, he's waving his hand to first base. And it's a base on balls for Peltier to load it up for Alex Rojas.
Now batting the left fielder, number 3, Alex Rojas.
Ferguson down at third, De Leon out to second, Peltier at first. Bowie's got something going here with 2 outs.
Little 2-out magic as Rojas takes a look at ball 1. Ball 5 if we were at Bluebell Park in College Station. And again, another ball, this one too far inside. And it's a balk.
Yep, he called a balk.
There will be a dead ball balk that brings in another run as the field umpire has a conversation with Casanova about his approach to the plate. It was slightly different.
I think he was indicating that the pitcher did not come set before pitching. It was like one continuous motion, and they have to come set for about a 1 second count.
That makes it 5-0 as another run comes in. That one is wide to Alex Rojas. First base is now unoccupied as everybody on the base paths was able to move 90 feet. Looks like that's the senior Jaden Kitchens, the only one who didn't get a start, but he's still seeing time on the base paths. Kitchens running at third base for the Vols. And a strike will be called to Rojas on the inside corner. That'll move the count to 3-1 with 2 outs. Top of the order in the pitcher, Jackson Turner waiting on deck if Rojas can find his way aboard. And he does indeed. The base on balls will load it up for the Volunteers.
Now batting for the Volunteers, the pitcher, number 5, Jackson Turner.
Turner, a very capable hitter. He led off the ball game against Haltom. He was the top of the order. It was the top of the first. And he started that game against the Buffaloes with a triple to the gap.
Volunteers have now batted around this inning and messed up my score sheet.
Oh, poor you. Turner reached on an E2 and stole a base his last time up. And he takes a look at ball 2 here, too low. Casanova 2 pitches away from walking in a run. Score currently 5-0 in favor of Bowie. That'll be ball 3 as it dribbles away from Diego Moran, but he's able to pick it up inside the batter's circle. And at this point, Turner is going to put the bat on his shoulders and dare Casanova to throw a strike. And that is exactly what he does. 3-1 the count now. This one's lofted, headed for left field, and it could be trouble. That's to the Vernon Wells sign out in the gap. 1 run is home. 2 runs are home. He's headed for third, and this time it's the reverse announcer's jinx. I talked about a triple by Turner against Haltom, and he gets a bases-clearing triple here. It's 8-0 Volunteers.
That ball got up in the jet stream and just kept hanging, and we're going to get a courtesy runner out at third base. Looks like number 2 for the Volunteers headed out to run.
Should be Josue Martinez, the courtesy runner for the pitcher.
He ran for him last time.
Casanova delivers wide to Chris Uribe, who reached on a E5 bunt attempt. And another one, first pitch was too far outside. Casanova overcompensating and delivering too far inside this time. 2 balls and no strikes to Christian Uribe. Uribe will foul that one into the chain link here at the ballpark at Bowie. Moves the count to 2-1. One of only a couple of ballparks that have chain link backstops instead of netting, Pops.
We saw one get through the netting over at the Colt Field one afternoon.
Way too tight for Uribe. We do see some
action in the Volunteer bullpen.
Action in the bullpen as another walk is issued. That's number 15. Jason Wheeler doing some warm-up tosses out there.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Isaiah Henderson.
Uribe draws the free pass as the young man who is a threat every time he steps into the batter's box digs in the form of Isaiah Henderson. 7 runs plated here in this 3rd inning. Runner is going, and they will let him as it is ball 1 to Henderson. Clean stand-up steal for Christian Uribe. That is his 4th stolen base of the day. He had 2 after his single to center, and then stole 3rd as Henderson sends this one to right field, and it will drop foul.
Yeah, Zion Smith giving chase out there, and that ball just a little bit beyond his reach, but in foul territory. Nothing hurt there, except a strike on Henderson.
That'll bring his count to 1-1. 2 men in scoring position now as Uribe with his 4th steal of the day. Josue Martinez, 90 feet away. Back up the middle, and it's past the pitcher into center field. 1 run is home. Here comes Uribe. And that is the 9th run plated by the Vols on the 2-run RBI single by Isaiah Henderson. It's 10-0.
Designated hitter, Roman Ortega.
Pops, we had suspicions that a 6A team playing a 4A team could have this possibility as Henderson takes off for second. The throw is wide, and he'll trot down to third. So it's a steal and then an advance on the errant throw, I would imagine.
Yeah, because that one really wasn't anywhere close to second base, so an E2 gets him over to third base. But good heads-up running there by the senior Henderson, and good hustle to take advantage of that opportunity and end up 90 feet away again.
Roman Ortega took a look at ball 1, and he'll take a look at ball 2 here. Casanova really having trouble finding the strike zone, and when he does, Bowie takes advantage of it. He's going to foul this one off of the wrists. And he'll call time to talk to Coach Crowdis up the third baseline. It's a 10-0 lead after Bowie has put 9 up in the third. It went from a 1-0 heart stopper to a 10-0 breathe easy. High and away, it's ball 3. As Ortega, looking for his first actual plate appearance today. 2 walks. And 1 pitch away from getting his third issued today. A lot of patience at the plate by this young man. And that patience pays off as he draws the base on balls.
The first baseman, number 19, Brody Ferguson.
You wonder how much depth. Here comes the coach for Southwest. I was just fixing to say, you wonder how much depth they have after they've played 2 district games this week, and they're playing a third one. They may just be out of gas at the pitcher position.
It's very possible. We saw that issue for these Volunteers during one of the tournaments that we covered for them during Irving ISD. When you have to throw your catcher in your getaway game, you know that you're a little bit low. So we'll see.
He is going to take then give it to number 23.
We'll confirm who the new pitcher is when we come back from the break. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
New pitcher on the mound coming in from second base, number 23, Maurice Harrell. Harrell taking the mound. Third pitcher of the day here in the third inning, as Bowie has put up a 9 spot on the Southwest Raiders here today in this third inning. Two away as Southwest looking for that elusive third out. Maurice Harrell coming in, and that looks like the
Sandoval going to second.
pitcher Sandoval, the original pitcher Sandoval, will slide over to second, and Casanova will return to short.
For the Volunteers, the first baseman, Brody Ferguson.
You get to hear Careless Whisper for the second or third time this inning, Pops. We heard Ferguson when they were in the process of batting around the first time.
Yeah, we got runners at the corners here and 2 outs.
Ferguson puts the first pitch he sees in play. It's headed for foul territory. Charging at it is the catcher, and he loses it for harmless, strike 1.
This is the 14th volunteer batter in the inning.
Goodness. Runners are on the corners with Henderson at third, Ortega at first. 0-1. 1-1 as Harrell with a non-conventional approach to the plate. This one's lofted. Shallow infield. And the catch is made by the new second baseman, Sandoval. And the 14-batter excursion finally comes to a close. To the 4th inning we go. Bowie in command. It's 10-0 when we come back with high school baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com. Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
New pitcher on the mound during the break, which is the sign of a change. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, Ika Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229. The new pitcher coming in from center field, number 15, senior Jason Wheeler. Wheeler now on the mound for the Volunteers, in control after putting up a 9 spot in the previous inning, Pops.
Yeah, we were talking between innings or between pitchers of the 3 that they changed out in that last half inning. After playing 2 district games and then coming into a non-district game on a Saturday, the well that you're drawing from in your pitching staff is just a little dry.
So it's a 10-0 advantage as Turner will go back to his traditional center field spot. Just a straight position swap as 15 comes in for 5. And we'll see if this is indeed Ricky Winters leading things off. It's been a little while since we've seen Southwest to the plate. We got to make sure that our lineup is correct. This is number 11.
Volunteers still have a lot of highlighted seniors up the middle of the field. De Leon, a senior behind the plate. Jackson Wheeler on the mound. Turner in center field, a senior. Henderson and Peltier, both seniors. Strong defense and experienced defense for the Volunteers. Parker still out in right field, the senior. Here on senior day for the Volunteers at the ball field at Bowie.
It's a 1-1 count to the DH. And that'll be ball 2 delivered. The 2-1, check swing, strike is called. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wheeler wheels and deals a ball low and away. Winters, Joshua Jimenez, and Zion Smith. The young men guaranteed an at-bat this frame. Lofted foul. And the count will stay the same. Play is signaled as the righty Wheeler comes set and delivers. Right back into his glove. Winters with a line out to 1, I suppose, is how we'll have to credit that. And there's one away
Left fielder Josh Jimenez.
for Josh Jimenez. Wheeler can't quite find the zone there. I was waiting to see if the umpire was going to wave his hand, but Wheeler couldn't quite catch the zone there. He does find it there, though, for the called strike 1. It's 1 ball, 1 strike now. Ball 2 as Wheeler puts it a little bit too low below the knees. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and swung through for strike number 2. It's a pretty strong contingent of steady listenership in the YouTube feed today. Thank you all for letting us be a part of your Saturday afternoon festivities. As ball 3 is low and away. We don't have a single comment in the chat, though. We'd love to know who's actually been tuning in tonight. If you subscribe, well, I guess today, rather. If you subscribe and stay a subscriber for 10 minutes, you can join the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from as the payoff pitch is swung on and fouled towards the Bowie dugout. Full count now. Wheeler to Jimenez. And Jimenez keeps the at-bat alive with that little foul that goes straight back. Just barely taps it to keep his at-bat going.
Yeah, Jimenez and Turner or Wheeler doing a good job. Both of them battling here. Jimenez fighting off the last couple of pitches.
And that one's going to go off his hip. He'll draw the free pace the hard way. Wheeler tried to place it on the inside corner, placed it on the inside of his hip pointer instead. Jimenez is the only player in the Southwest lineup to have reached base safely in both of his plate appearances. Got a single and now a hit by pitch.
That'll bring up Zion Smith, who struck out his first appearance today. First and only appearance so far.
Got a man aboard here with 1 out. Puts this one in play to the gap between second and first. A good sliding coverage, though, by Peltier. And he will eliminate Zion Smith. A good play for the 4-3 putout.
Yeah, Peltier that was a very slowly hit ball. And Peltier playing a little bit closer to second base there really had to range quite a ways to field that ball cleanly and get it to Ferguson in time to take care of Zion Smith. So good play by the senior Peltier.
The pitcher, Maurice Harrell, will take a look at a ball here. And that is ball 2 too high this time. And De Leon will call time to talk to his pitcher. Make sure that they're both on the same page. You can see the numbers painted behind home plate. 1, 3, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, and 4. That is the numbers of the senior class for the Vols here that will be honored at the conclusion of this ball game as the slider bounces into the dirt and into De Leon's glove for ball 3. We will take a brief intermission. The stream will stay up while we square ourselves up for the post-game festivities as strike one is called to Maurice Harrell. We encourage you to stay tuned into the YouTube feed while we get things set up to go. This one will go into the infield. Henderson calling everybody off, and he will make the grab for the F6 and for out number 3. A relatively quiet inning for Southwest here in the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Bowie in command. It's high school baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We will be right back.
Taqueria Taco Express is your one-stop shop for all things authentic Mexican in Arlington and Grand Prairie. And this fall, you'll now have 4 stops to choose from. Visit the new location off 20 and Little Road or any of their 3 original locations and try their $10 Taco Tuesday. It includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca. They also feature new birria items plus tortas, gorditas, and more. Find out just how much more by visiting TaqueriaTacoExpress.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason.
Is that the one guy on the bench?
The 4th inning stretch is presented by Taqueria Taco Express, featuring a wide, authentic menu. Taco Express can solve any Mexican food craving. Order online to collect points for free food or get 5 tacos and a large agua fresca on Taco Tuesdays for just $10. You can also get that agua fresca Taco Tuesday deal at their new location in Waxahachie this weekend only as they celebrate their grand opening.
A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, to come back on Tuesday here at the ballpark at Bowie as a big and huge
We always feel it's important to try out our community sponsors here at Zach Arnold Productions, and we have tried Taqueria Taco Express several times.
Plenty of times. It's funny, I actually got to know one of the owners, Omar, through my other job, my ATM business that I work for. I say I don't own it, but the ATM company had a machine in the gas station next door to the original Taco Express location, and I would go and order from them pretty frequently. And they started to get to know me. They started to get to know my order, and I noticed that they had bought a billboard along I-20 in order to advertise. And I asked, have you considered advertising in other places as well? He said, such as? And I said, well, why not here? And I gave him a couple of rate possibilities, and he was interested. And the rest is history. And now they also sponsored the Bowie baseball team. They've got a sign out there in right field right next to ours. Wheeler leads things off, and we'll take a look at ball 1 here. Low and away.
Maurice Taylor on for his
Maurice
Harrell on for his 2nd inning of work here. We've got a new catcher, but with his gear on, it's hard to see
Hard to
the
disseminate the number, yep. Wheeler puts this one in play to short. Casanova fields it on the roll. And a good stretch there at first base to record the 5-3 putout.
You know, credit where it's due.
6-3, I'm sorry.
Casanova did a good job of looking that one all the way into his glove as to avoid a last-minute hop or a bounce that would throw him off.
First pitch to De Leon is a ball. De Leon lofts this one to left field. And it will be snagged in for out number 2. A good F7 out there by Jimenez.
Second baseman, Bryson.
Yeah, Jimenez had to get on his horse and roll quite a bit to his left towards the gap there.
Correction.
And was able to catch up to it.
There have been some defensive changes. New left fielder, that is Diego Moran, number 27, who made that catch out there.
Former catcher in the ball game.
This is Bryson Peltier, who fouls off the first pitch he sees. Pitch goes over the head of everybody for a ball. Trying to confirm the rest of the defensive alignment here just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. The rest of the defense does look correct as Peltier fouls that one away. Looks like the only reserve on the Southwest roster has come in to catch. Pops, this is number 29, Chris Acosta behind the plate. Acosta. A-C-O-S-T-A. And he fields ball number 2 to Peltier. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Moran moves from catcher to left field as Acosta. This will be a bouncer right back to the pitcher, and he's trying to outrun Peltier to first base, and he wins the foot race. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
What was that about? And, and Maurice Harrell is a...
He's a rather heavy-set fellow.
Yes, he is. He's a big man.
He won that race off of the mound all the way to first base. Never mind tossing it to Smith. Harrell with the one unassisted to take us to the end of the 4th inning. The possible final 3 outs are coming up next here on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need ICA Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, ICA features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call ICA at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them ZAP sent you.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
Well, as we get closer and closer to a run rule situation with the score being 10-0, there are some mass substitutions in order to get the Bowie reserves a few outs of reps before we get ready for the Senior Day festivities here, Pops. We've got pretty much a whole new defense as Bowie brings in a whole bunch of people. And this is one thing that I'm not a super fan of when it comes to weekend ball games, because this happens a lot and we have a hard time keeping up. Thankfully, Yadi Pagan is doing his best to keep us in the loop. Raul Sanchez, number 13, is now behind the plate. Jaden Kitchens, usually a courtesy runner, is out in right field. Josue Martinez takes over at second base. Andrew Vega takes over at short. Ryan Parker will move from right field to center field, and Bryson Peltier will try to finish this game off on the mound. Acosta will be leading things off in the 9th spot, I believe, in place of Yosed Suarez, as Peltier delivers ball 1. Fans, we will go immediately into the post-game show presented by John Wade Roofing as soon as this game goes final so that we have time to get set up for the Senior Day festivities. A 5-3 putout of Uribe to Ferguson, two of the only remaining defenders who started the ball game, as Acosta is down on 2 pitches. Some fun facts about John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was the team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all-conference and conference champion honors. Diego Moran looks at ball 1 away from Peltier. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy that the company has built in the community for over 40 years. Ball 2 high and tight. A reminder that the next time you have roofing needs or gutters, painting, solar, soffit repair, or more, you can call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. Swing and a miss there to make it 2 balls and a strike to Diego Moran. Sharply hit and fouled up the third baseline. Uribe had no play on it. He takes a little sigh of relief that he doesn't have to try to charge after it. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and chipped into the glove for strike 3. Peltier gets the K, and Bowie is 1 out away from their 18th win of the year.
Number 7, Oscar Casanova.
Casanova represents Southwest's final out as Peltier looks to finish this ball game off. Ball 1 away to number 7. Southwest 5-5 in District 8-4A, right in the middle of the road according to Texas high school baseball. When they're playing teams that are at their competition level, it's an all Fort Worth District 8-4A. Benbrook, Diamond Hill, Jarvis, Carter Riverside, Western Hills, Eastern Hills, and Dunbar, as a 2-1 count is issued to Casanova. Right back to the pitcher, and this could do it. And
he's going
to do the same thing that was done to him in the previous inning. A 1 unassisted as Peltier sends a little bit of a statement to send us to the post-game show presented by John Wade Roofing. Pops, the real story of the ball game was that third inning that just seemed to keep on going. 14 batters in that third inning. Total of 9 runs to break it open and send Bowie to an 18-6 overall record.
Yeah, it was just an explosive offensive performance there, and coupled with the fact that Fort Worth Southwest just seemed to run out of gas in the pitching department.
True.
And Bowie just took advantage of it and built that lead that sent us to the early end of this ball game here this afternoon.
Final score in 5 innings, Bowie 10, Southwest 0. Thank you to the Raiders for coming out and participating in Bowie's Senior Day festivities. We will be honoring those seniors shortly. A reminder to stay tuned for that, and be sure to tune in next week when the 7-3 Volunteers play the 7-3 Lamar Vikings. Both of those games will be broadcast here on the Zap Network. For my Pops Doug, I'm Zach Arnold, thanking you for being a part of today's action. We're going to step aside and take a little break while we get set up for Senior Day here on Zap.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Hey Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting Chapman-Cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
I want to jinx it, so Isaiah, you know what you wrote down. And if you want to see it happen, come here Tuesday. Who you would like to thank? Jesus, his parents, Luke and Avery, and his supportive family. Ladies and gentlemen, number 9, Isaiah Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, the next senior we have up will be the last ever Bowie player to wear the number 10, Jaden Kitchens. He plans to become a police officer after high school. He wasn't involved in anything else at Bowie. He's being escorted by his parents. He loves to go hunting and fishing. His role model is his dad, and his favorite show, to nobody's surprise, is The Office. And we're back on the Dr. Pepper obsession. Dr. Pepper and hot fries are his go-to. His favorite memories at Bowie, Miss Malone's class, being a fool with the baseball boys, and the big 3. I'm pretty sure that's an inside joke. He would like to thank his mother, his father, his coaches, his teammates, the big 3, and his teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, number 10, Jaden Kitchens. The next senior we have up, the guy who should win the catcher of the year in the district, number 12, Roberto De Leon. He plans to go to college after high school. He's being escorted by his parents and his sister, Bella. What else he's involved with at Bowie? In his own words, nothing else. He likes to fish, and his favorite role model, aw, thank you, it's Yachty. Not me, Yachty, my uncle Yadier Molina, but close enough. His favorite show, it's actually a movie called The Warrior. His favorite drink, Big Red, Takis, and sunflower seeds. That's one heck of a combo. His favorite memory at Bowie, sweeping Martin. He would like to thank his parents for supporting him in everything, and would also like to thank his sister for showing him the ropes. Ladies and gentlemen, number 12, Roberto De Leon. And the next player we have, number 15, Jason Wheeler. Wheeler is being escorted by his parents. He would like to become a police officer after school. He was involved in Army, which is a part of Avid. What's a fun fact about him? He claims that his eyes change colors. I can actually verify that. I've seen it happen. He's Max Scherzer out there. His role model is his dad, because no matter what happens, he's always there, has his back, and is willing to help. His favorite show or movie, Gilligan's Island. We'll just leave that there. His favorite drink, root beer and Lay's. His favorite memory at Bowie, sweeping Martin and stealing home off a suicide squeeze to beat Lamar on their senior night last year. He would like to thank his family and his coaches, but especially his dad, for always helping him and being one of his number 1 fans. Ladies and gentlemen, number 15, Jason Wheeler. We have just one more senior to recognize. Senior manager, Jasmine Romero. After high school, she plans to go to college and study to get a bachelor's in stenography. She was also involved in Bowie Key Club. Something people might not know, she was born in Cali. Her role model, her father and sisters. Her favorite show, Stranger Things. And 10 Things I Hate About You. That's kind of a surprise, I'm not gonna lie. Her favorite drinks, Dr. Pepper. And Red Bull. Her favorite memories at Bowie, homecoming. She didn't specify which, but just homecoming. She would like to thank her parents, her sisters, Adela and Denise, and Coach Johnson for making these past few years memorable. Ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine Romero.
Do you mind going name by name one last time? When you say one more time for the seniors, just call out all their names.
All right, yeah. We got the camera working.
Yeah, the camera's finally working. I want to get all their names in once.
So just announce them all now?
Yeah, just the
One
name.
more big round of applause for
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations to Jason Wheeler, Roberto De Leon, Jaden Kitchens, Isaiah Henderson, Alex Rojas, Bryson Peltier, Sidney Levine, Taina Nieves, and Jasmine Romero, the members of the Bowie Baseball graduating class of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please come back out on Tuesday. The game starts at 7 between Lamar and Bowie. It is a primetime showdown for playoff positioning and playoff seeding. Be here Tuesday at 7 and wear blue. Wear a lot of blue. Wear the most amount of blue. And Ryan Parker.
You heard the man. Wear blue on Tuesday, and Zap will be back for that ball game as well. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We did our best to provide an immersive senior day experience. Missed the mark just a little bit there, but they did not miss the mark in honoring these fantastic young men, and we are excited to honor them today and for the remainder of the season. Special shout out to the senior class of 2025 and to everybody that tuned in to today's broadcast. We thank you for supporting local business and local broadcasts by tuning in today. Bowie is back in action against the Lamar Vikings on Tuesday night. We'll see you then. Until then, have a great weekend, and we'll see you when district play resumes next week.
The senior day festivities have concluded. Please drive home safely.